yeah. So you can also see the topic here, the theme. You could have also seen in the trailer. It's like the sun is blurry, you know, everything is so like after a nuclear bomb or something. And let's see, so a futuristic track, post-apocalyptic futuristic track, I would say, with some deserted scenery as I'm following actually Patrosi here for that first lap. So let's see this track here, definitely a unique track with a lot of interesting parts. And look at that, if you touch the grass there, you are gonna look at Bernie with the turtle in there. Oh my god, the camera just swapped to Wolf there. So yeah, players definitely have not the easiest time here to discover the map.
Yeah, the first laps can be really risky. I really love that hairpin. Quite safe in terms of hairpin. We've seen riskier lines on a hairpin, but you have a blind turn up a hill that could be really risky. So yeah, we are going to be around the track 43 times. 43 times.
Oh no, Wolf is going completely wrong. This track is really, really hard, actually. It's hard to learn. And 43 laps, yeah. But, man, this racing here, that is crazy. So CC is the first player to finish, so maybe let's follow him, because he surely knows the way now.
Yes, indeed. Right into the hairpin here. Quite a safe hairpin. As I said, we've seen deadlier hairpin, but that blind turn uphill, if you take a bit too wide, there is the void here where you could fall off the road. I really wonder if you were to fall, would you be able to rejoin?
Yeah, would you be able to rejoin the track, and maybe you have to go all the way around, but also like turtling will happen here on this track. And yeah, some players are already going for the pits lane, but maybe they just don't see that this is the pit lane here. So yeah, it's very, very interesting to cast this one. I don't know what to think about that, but yeah, currently Vosal is having -7 seconds, so he might have figured out this map. And I think this is a good map for Vosal here. A lot of drifting, a lot of fast-paced action, and yeah, I think we're gonna see 8 and 9 laps here being picked by the players for the pitting strategy, but of course it could also be less or more. It depends on the fuel management, and Wolsa just gets himself second position, but also CC is doing really good here. CC is doing really good in first at the moment and is 1.7 seconds ahead.
Yeah, it has been the first man who finished the race, so you kind of have that first advantage of, okay, I know the map a little bit better than you, so yeah. Now he can try and see where he can risk, where he can use some grass to initiate slides and everything. So where to use the tires, because it is still a game where you need to watch out for those tires, watch out for that fuel, and there is one tricky turns which is near to the end, where you need to use a lot of those tires. And by just looking at the consumption that CC just had, we are around that 10% tire usage and around 9 to 10% fuel usage.
Okay, that's interesting. So I mean, if you this hairpin, I'm not sure if CC wants to do it like that, but of course they're still trying out. So 9 to 10% means, yeah, pitting with 20% tires, so 8 laps, maybe 9 laps, maybe you can squeeze that out. So I think we see like 8 to 9 laps of pits, but we cannot, we will figure it out, of course, as Dexter clocks in the fastest time. So maybe we should follow Dexter, who is participating, how he's doing it here. Oh my god. This transition, have you seen it?
No. I was on Turbo side just in order to have another point of data for the tire and fuel usage. But yeah, similar consumption, more tire than fuel, which is always really interesting to have, because it means that you are going to pit for the tires. But the question would be, as you said, when are you going to pit for the tires? Would it be below the 30% mark, below the 20, or just when you are really, really risky? So Wozile with the fastest lap on a 1 minute 4. And yeah, he's nearly that 60% mark on those tires, so starting to go orange.
Yeah, okay, I see. So interesting to see that also Rosal again. I was speaking about that this map suits him well, but we see different lines over all those parts, and yeah, those hairpins or those entrances into the turns look so scary. I actually think that some people will flip today. Some people will flip today on the map,
Yep.
and of course respawning is not allowed, so you have to bear that in mind. But a cool track, a nice theme, and again, all those tracks had different themes, and just building that and yeah, just giving you the impression of that, it's really hard. And currently Rosal is in second because
Scrappy with such a risky line here went really greedy on a turn, and it could be a turn where you would be able to flip on the very tight hairpin just at the beginning of the lap. But yeah, you can snatch some couple of tenths of a second here for your fastest lap and everything. Mobile, who we were talking about him a bit earlier. Would it be a consistent Mopel? Would it be a strong Mopel? Is definitely one of the fan favorite. I don't know if you have Mopel spammers on your chat, but they were definitely there in season 1. I was so grateful to have them because they went just crazy every time I went onto Mopel. But yeah, Mopel is such a nice guy with a nice community behind him. Just looking forward for him to have a strong showing.
Yeah, hopefully he will have it today, as we see actually a lot of lead changes here, but look how close that is. Only 0.2 of a second between Shorty, Moppel, Scrappy and Rosal. And then there is Neko, disguised Neko, on P number 5 with the... I thought for a minute that this was the Schweine aim skin, but I don't see this one. But yeah, great performance. So did we see Neko this far? Did he promote actually into the season? Let me actually check here. Did Neko...
I don't know. It's quite a new name for me.
Incept Neko. So I know the player Neko, but I haven't seen him in the top 10 or something thus far. Maybe I'm wrong with that, but he's currently on the 26th place in the total standings.
Has been in Division 1 throughout the season 2. Always has been in Division 1. I think he participated in every race. If I'm not mistaken. I just think he was one of those guys being always at the back and never really had a strong showing, unfortunately. But yeah, some new face here in the top 10.
That's cool.
Always enjoyable.
That's always cool to see that Neko, a player, hopefully he can also hold his consistency here, is on P number 6. And yeah, it is Rosal pitting. And speaking of pitting, we should maybe follow a player who might go into the pit lane soon. What about Focus here? Focus also with a good performance here on 3rd position, so he might go in the pit maybe this or next lap. I just want to see how he's doing it here. The Sun player also played the German Trackmania Cup, but he unfortunately went out, so now he can focus on this race. Ha, you get it, Focus. Okay, I'll just stop.
Oh my god, you're the worst. Well, yeah. I think it's just it could be like a mental way to just chill a bit, because there is compared to the German Trackmania Cup, like there is no big pressure. There is no cash prize and everything. It's just like a fun kind of league that is out of the ordinary in terms of Trackmania. So it could be a good way to relax, to change a bit the mindset that you have. So, but Focus always has been there on those in Division 1, and it's really cool to see him on a very high place. He had some very good rankings, but yes, sometimes on some races, I think he had some poor performance, unfortunately.
Yeah, but we don't know what happens in this race. I mean, 43 laps are coming up. A lap is roughly, or is over the 1 minute mark. Guess we're gonna see maybe a 1:02 here if a player really is risking it out. But I think the times we're gonna have is like 1:03, 1:04 racing time, since this map is really punishing if you make a mistake. All those grass sections that you have to avoid to not slide out. But let's see what Focus is doing. Maybe he's going for the pit now because he's at 25% of tires, so he should go for the pit now and also practice it, of course. And
Oh,
yeah.
look at that no slide here. That's on the tires. It is on the tires, that no slide. And that's one of the big mistakes you were talking about, where we are going to see an average per lap. The best lap are going to be on that 1 minute 3, but maybe 1 minute 2. But on average, a driver will take 1 minute 4 just because of those mistakes. I just think we can't just make one driver. Okay, he's going to drive flawlessly throughout the race, and we have to take into consideration that they are still human, and they are not robots, and they are going to make mistakes.
But yeah, speaking of human and robots, I think what you can avoid is making penalties in the pit lane. But this entry was so short actually, but also the pit lane, and not really in a speedy section. So might even be a technique here for Wolsal to just full send it, go for full tire usage on this map and just pit, because I think the pit lane is not really draining you so much time actually on this one.
Yeah, probably. I think it is also a good idea for Wolsal to just full send and try to learn, because sometimes people will when they are going to plan the strategy, and they are not going to plan on advance before the race. They are planning during free practice. Sometimes you tend to be babysitting too much your tires and pitting a bit too early, and you don't really know where you can expect a no slide or too much slide. And we've seen Focus here. You need to train a bit when your tires are in the danger zone, and I think Wolsal might be one of the drivers who utilize that state of those tires, where it is the critical zone for the tires, but Wolsal needs to dominate those tires and not being dominated by the tires. And I think Wolsal do it quite smartly.
Yeah, Wolsal is of course a very, very skilled and good player, playing for team. Let me try to pronounce it. No, it's not a French word. It's game word, so it's not gaming privé.
Yeah.
It's not gaming privé. I knew that pronunciation, which team is Aurel playing for, but it's game word. So also a known organization, not only in Trackmania, but also in other games. So he is actually, well, I haven't really seen him too much in all those competitions. I think he just went a little bit from the radar, but he is a very, very good driver. I don't have to tell you that Wolsal is good, of course, but yeah, he was slacking a bit in this season compared to a defender, let's say like that. But hopefully he can make something in this race, as we see Dexter, CC, and Wolsal being in the top 3. So cool to see that CC is in here and tries to make something happen. As we see CC here currently chasing down Wolsal, going for different lines. So CC with more speed as an exchange, but Wolsal of course with the more direct line. And since you have to hit that apex there perfectly, it is Wolsal who is, I think that's the more superior line. But yeah, I'm interested to see how it will develop in the race and what is better there. Look at that, because here also CC with more speed. So it's like it's like getting normal again after a short while.
Yeah, Wolsal make a lot more with greedier trajectory. Wolsal makes a lot more speed and ground on the very first part of the track, but then CC had a better trajectory, except this one, and has a lot more speed, carries a lot more speed on the very last sector of the track.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that. I just have to state that out. And yeah, who should we follow actually? Who should we follow here in this race? Because I don't see a lot from Patroza here. Patroza currently on P13. So that is, maybe not the best result for him here in the free practice. Of course, the free practice doesn't really matter. But still, being on P13 also puts a dent into your skills and say, maybe I cannot push it. You know, it's some subconscious thing. And I hope that he can improve his time now.
Yeah, I just try to remind what kind of race Patro's kind of like, and on which race he had a very strong performance. It could be a type where this race is kind of, it is technical. You have a lot of hairpins. You need to avoid sliding in the grass, and here doesn't have a very good trajectory, or at least maybe not the best understanding of the map, and he kind of struggled a bit here. So it could be a map where he just doesn't have the perfect line in his head for now. But yeah, he could be struggling. There is still 5 minutes of free practice, and yeah, I trust Patros to fully use them. But yeah, so far not the best race for Patros.
Yeah, it seems that he doesn't do a neo slide in some sections, by my understanding, and maybe he's struggling with that as he's
catching hair here, where he should go left to avoid and to follow the flow of the road, and avoid catching hair time, because in the air your car is not accelerating and you're losing speed and therefore losing time.
Okay, yeah, so going to that speedy section. So here he had airtime and also does it good now. So maybe he can get a good run now. So let's just follow Patrosi here for this round. Looking forward to that. But yeah, that's what you stated out there. Not having airtime. It's like rule number 1 in Trackmania is minimize airtime as much as possible, because your car is
on
not accelerating.
On this turn, Wosai used to slide a lot, and on the very long turn, or the bank turn. And Patros just went no slide mode, just sticking your tires to the to the road, and you lose a lot of speed doing this.
Yeah, there's he did the no slide, and with that no slide, he didn't get any speed. He didn't get any speed, and also airtime. But also that other turn I was talking about, where you were talking about that airtime and stuff. He went for the no slide, and with that losing out on tremendous amount of speed. And also this corner can be very dangerous. So let's see, is Patrosa improving here? Yes, he is, but only to P12, so still 1.3 seconds behind. So it's the mixture between the airtime that you've mentioned and also the no slide that he's not doing, because the neo slide is also a very hard thing to do. And currently he's on P12. Eddie is leading though. Eddie's leading, Dexter in second. Then we have CC, Moppel, Wolsal, Santos. Santos on P6. Wow.
Yeah, so you were wondering whether or not we are going to see sub 1 minute 3, and there we have it. We already have a couple of players breaking, 5 players actually, breaking below that 1 minute 3 mark, Mopel being the last one. So could we have Mopel outperforming Patros, because it has never been the case so far this season?
Yes, it has never been the case, as Santos is just standing here and not doing anything. So I'm gonna follow actually Moppel here, who's currently on that 4th position.
Yeah, it's just behind Shorty. Shorty is a bit ahead. We can see them. Nicknames have loaded on my end since the beginning, so it's quite a good news.
Same
we have
for me.
a couple of issues last time, so yeah, it is a good news. But Mopel on a 1 minute 2:8.73. It is relatively quickly. It's the the 5th fastest man on the track. Quite difficult to say, but yeah, strong showing for now on Mopel. But he just need consistency in the track, which he has been missing those consistency throughout the seasons.
Wow, that was a crazy pit entry as Moppel gets the penalty there and just decides to go for another lap and say, okay, goodbye guys, I'm just trying to practice the map, but maybe he should go for the pit entry and practice that. But yeah, this turn before the multi-lap, this looked so scary. You could clip the corner there, and I think you were stating that out already. And also the pit entry so short. And yeah, for the people who just joined in and might wonder, okay, what is happening here? We currently have the free practice, so not too much is happening right now. We will have the live race coming into place after the qualifying, and in the qualifying the players can or will collect their first points, and currently those times that you're seeing here are only for them to know where they're standing, as we see Patrosa actually overtaking Moppel there. You were saying it, outperforming here, but Patrosa with a good performance here in the last couple of seconds of the free practice.
Yeah, I think it was just a matter of Patros needing a bit more time to learn the map.
Exactly. So Patrosa P4 for him. Then we have Scrappy on 7th. So not the fastest performance, or not the best performance, but look how close that is. It's so close between 16th. even 19th. To like everyone is just some sort of milliseconds away from each other, and currently it is Eddie who has the fastest time ahead of Dexter and Wolsal, and then Patros who has improved, and so on and so forth. So close times here, and we're gonna conclude the free practice. And yeah, now we will have a different type of race style. So what will happen now?
So right now we are all going to start from the stands, from the pit, and having one flying lap into a qualification lap, and it will be here at the end of the qualification lap that the first driver, the 13th driver, can snatch the first few points.
Exactly, the first few points. And someone in my chat asked, what position does he need? Or so Patros needs in order to win today. Is the qualifying already enough or not?
So it's not really in terms of position, because we win a lot of points. The thing he needs to do is to not being outscored by Shorty, Wolsal, Barbos, and Dexter by more than, just speaking for Shorty being the closest competitor, he needs to not be outscored by 46 points.
Mm-hmm.
So if Shorty is able to outscore Patros by more than 46 points, Patros will not be safe on race number 10. He will not be protected by a perfect weekend from Shorty. So it's more like not being outscored there. But you have a brilliant tweet on the Trackmania Formula League Twitter. The handle is TM Formula League. You have a brilliant tweet just recapping every information that you need on there. So I just strongly advise to go and check that out.
Yeah, I just sent in the page in there. And yeah, who should we focus here? And let us actually follow Figure for that first round. And see how he is gonna play it out here together with Wolsal.
Yeah, Wolsal and Figure, those guys are always the first, especially Wolsal, always the first to step on the track and try to put the pressure on the driver here. So Figure, different trajectory compared to Wolsal. Wolsal was really large, but carries a lot more speed here into the checkpoint. Wolsal still leading with by quite a good margin, so it could be a good thing for Wolsal, a good thing for the future. He's going to put the fastest time here on the board here. Wolsal still quite interesting in terms of strategy. It doesn't catch air here, and that neo slide there from Figure as well was quite interesting.
Yeah, interesting lines here, but also it is Moppel, Wolf, and Wolsal. Oh, that was so close there of clipping it, but Wolsal is going to that first. But what a fight do we have here for first position. Wolf not with the best line, so I'm just gonna follow this battle here. That is a great battle going into the race with Wolsal, Moppel, and Wolf, and also Figure now joining them here for the top 4. And let's take a look who's gonna get that first position. Of course, the others are behind, so it doesn't matter. You have 5 minutes time. But just seeing that fight here between them gives us a good overview how fast they are on this track. It's a very fast-paced map. You have a lot of like hairpins, a lot of slow and weird turns. But like Moppel is doing it the best at the moment and currently is leading by, I would say, 0.3 of a second, maybe a little bit more compared to Wolsal. But Wolsal with a good amount of speed here over that uphill. It's really important to get that done because you cannot really accelerate when your car is going up. Of course, the acceleration is limited there. But yeah, Moppel looks to be the first player here. Let's see his time.
Oh, Wolsal, no! He touched the wall, I think. Yes, He touched the wall. Moppel will fly away. So, Wolsal, unfortunately, the mistake where you need to avoid having a mistake there. I think we had someone to crashing, but Moppel with a purple sector, last purple sector. Dexter, on the other hand, will take pole position. By looks like it is the exact same time. I'm not quite sure. It is the exact same time, but Dexter may have been a slight... Yeah, I don't know. It's so close between Dexter and Moppel. How they figure out which one is faster.
Is it the time and tap? 102.45 versus a 102.40... Those 3,000s. Wait, Patrosa also joins in here with 3,000. Wait, what is happening? Look at that. It's 3,000 between Dexter and Patrosa. What?
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay.
My time were bugged, so sorry if I said something misleading. But
you said it correctly, because it's showing the 100th of a second, the 10th of a second. And Moppel also had the same 10th. He had a 0.4. And then Dexter had a 0.45, and Patrosa also with a 0.45. But he's 3,000 behind. But man, what a close fight here for the top 3.
Indeed, that was a very such a close fight, and such a strong showing for Patrol's racing team here. I don't see where is Shotty. So Shotty doesn't score any points. So it's a bit of a shame to have Shorty out of the points in the qualifying, because now the gap just widened even more in the team rankings, going up to 20 points between the two teams.
20 points, yeah, that's a lot actually. That is a lot. I mean, Moppel, he was on P3, right? If I recall correct. Yeah, he was on P3.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
True. And then
so it is Dexter, Patros, Moppel.
Yeah. Dexter, Patros, Moppel, and Shorty not scoring some points. So great qualifying for the team of Patros Racing team. And with that, they're extending their lead. And now we're going to go with the live race. So also this qualifying here mattered in terms of the actual, ranking where you start in the race. So a little bit like in the normal normal Formula 1 or Formula wherever. I think it's also in Formula E we have qualifying. So we have that everywhere. Also in karting and all those things and all racing sports. And this matters for the points, but also where you start. So you have a little bit of a head start.
Yeah, it's just... in real life, it doesn't really matter, and even in esport, in other series where you have collision, it does really matter where you rank right at the beginning, right on the grid. In Trackmania, you can just go through your opponents just because there is no collision between the cars. If there were a collision, being pole position compared to being 15 would be a huge advantage. But here it doesn't really. It's just it's a cool showing. Everyone starting in the grid, but doesn't really mean something, because the time win might be in the tenths of a second.
Yeah, and if so, they can really come back with that. But still, it's nice to have. It's nice to have. I'm having a little bit of an advantage over the others, but as you said, it's not too much, but still something. Let's say it like that. It's still something.
It would be so amazing. Just try to picture yourself having a great start, but with collisions.
Oh yeah, and also collisions.
It would be messy. It would be so messy. It would be really hard to try and see, because having collision also means that you need to pay attention to behavior of drivers crashing into each other willingly. And so it would have so much depth to the behavior checking that and rules and everything. So it would be nearly impossible to do it in a like season and everything. On a show race, during a show race, would be doable, but everyone needs to pay attention to their trajectory, because it would be a novel thing to just drive with collision. Generally, you drive to have the perfect trajectory. You don't really drive to avoid someone else, and would be such a new thing for the driver. It would totally throw out every favorite out of the window, because nobody is used to drive like this.
Yeah, and I mean also like saying you get a penalty for that, but it's hard to I think realize, or just to do that. And we get a question here actually from someone. Why is there fuel? Wait, so why shouldn't there? That's a weird question, to be fair. So, and you ask me really what's the point? I think you didn't understand it, right? You probably didn't understand that race or this concept, because you have to pit. That's the charm. And if you pit, it's of course it's vital to say, okay, I get either I go for a good tire consumption and not drift a lot, or drift a lot, and then I have to fuel for I have to pit for fuel, or you have to pit for your tires. So those are different strategies, and you were gonna see it in the race, so maybe you quite didn't understand it. But let's go actually live here with the first round on the aftermath of the quote-unquote drama that we had last week. But Patroza also with the fastest start together with Moppel here, and then Wosal, Dexter, CC behind that. But great fight between the top 6, so no one really running away or making a huge mistake thus far.
Yeah, I think for the first few laps we are going to see close battle, especially with the top 5, top 6 of the driver here. Pretty much everyone catching a bit of air here, since he takes the lead out of Patros here, being overtook on the checkpoint. But Dexter carries a lot more speed, so he should be able to take place number 1 right on the starting line here. Fastest lap is a CC here of 1 minute 9, but it is still the first lap, so it is significantly slower than the second and all the others.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, you don't have that flying lap that you've had there. Players have accumulated a lot of speed there, but great fight for the top 3. Also good to see CC that far up, but yeah, Patros, did he make a mistake? Where is he? Hello?
20th is really far. Is really far, not so much, because it's still right on the beginning. He's 3 seconds away from Dexter, who is the leading car as of right now. But yeah, slight mistake, maybe touched the wall. He should be able to catch up. He's already back onto 13th. Oh no, never mind. 15th here, just behind Joey and Fakey. So yeah, he will be able to catch up, but he's running 3 seconds away from the leading cars.
Yeah, but 3 seconds is nothing. But actually the gaps are, of course, we used maybe to the rain race that we've had in the 7th race. Maybe we are used to that, but the gaps are, of course, very, very small. And also because of the maybe last race where people didn't have to pit or a lot. And now the gaps are only 3 seconds here going into the 3rd lap. But it is Fakey who I'm currently following and making a small mistake and falling down to P18. Nico's overtaking him. Then there's Patroza on P16. We have Joey on 15th. Bernie. Then there's Dorian Raid. Pope also there. So maybe not hung over. Okay, never mind. He just made that mistake on the inside CP. Oh no. Just when I'm talking about
Castus curse. Castus curse.
Yeah, exactly. The Castus curse. I'm sorry, Pope, if you rewatch that. And yeah, Dexter's leading ahead of Wosal, who made a small mistake, and then CC's clocking in that 2nd position for that moment. Then Scrappy, Focus, Moppel, Shorty, Figure, and then Santos actually on 9th position ahead of Simply Nick, and then Patroza is coming a bit closer here on P11.
Yeah, you just was on to Figure, to Scrappy, sorry. That last turn, that last chicane is so deadly. You have to lose the gear in order to have the good speed ratio, in order to have that no slide and still being able to have a sharp turning angle to avoid touching the wall. So it is such a deadly chicane, and we will see traps there. We will see people colliding with the wall. It will be amazing.
Yeah, there will definitely be mistakes. They're inevitably gonna happen if you want or not, but 43 laps of racing, that is a lot. But currently Dexter is leading here, getting that airtime that you were talking about. Not sure if that is slower or faster, but currently it's working out for Dexter. But look at the fight here for a second between both of the French drivers, between CC and Wosal. CC going for so many risks. You don't want to clip that corner there. That's so close here from CC. You had to release, and also Dexter with the fastest time, a 1:02.36. I would consider that pretty rapid.
Yeah, it is pretty fast. May have been we were around those time the 2 seconds, 3/10 on the flying laps, on the free practice, sorry. So yeah, we are already on the right there in terms of fastest lap that we have been able to do. So we are near the limit. I don't think that we are going to see a sub 1 minute 2.
Yeah, maybe. We don't know what Dexter is doing. He's a very fast driver, and he is progressively getting faster. But also you can see it in the Delta, of course. We have only played 4 laps to the end here, and he's currently in lap number 5. But the Delta very strong. Best, last, and the average, a 102.57. So that is a great average thus far, and also clocks in a great time here that fits his delta. So maybe 102.5 again. Okay, no, he lost a little bit of time, and also Wolfsal here now with the first lap. You were talking about it. Maybe we're not gonna reach that 102 boundary, but Wolfsal with a 102.24 coming dangerously closer to Dexter here. And then we have Scrappy on P4 also attacking the top players. Focus with a good performance on P number 5 at the moment.
Yeah, CC on P3 went a bit too deep into the hairpin and lost quite a bit of speed, unfortunately.
Oh,
Dexter with the mistake. Here, Wolfsal will take P1. CC will stay comfortable on P2. So, big mistake from Dexter, who will lose 4 place only. But yeah, it would be a mistake-driven kind of race where because the gap are so close, so small to one another, utilizing the mistake of your opponents will be quite important.
Yeah, exactly. And you were talking about that turn beforehand. You were saying those mistakes. I'm not sure if that was the exact hairpin you wanted to talk about, I think, but the map in general is very dangerous. And someone is asking who's the underdog in this match, and I think I'm currently spectating him by the name of CC. So great surprise,
yep.
Very positive that he's on second position, and also focus a player like that, that they are in the top 5. And they're currently doing a very, very nice race as we're coming closer to the boundary here of maybe a player going into a pit lane or into a pit stop. We see similar strategies as Wolfsal has a little bit more tires, and then of course also Shorty and Patroza both going for the same strategy, but Patroza getting Focus getting that nose that was going to him. So both maybe can squeeze out one more lap and go for maybe, well, it would only make sense if you either go for 11, 10, or you go for 9, 9, and then 8. That's the only valid reason how you can do that, not offsetting it by 2 laps or by 2 more or less laps here for the pitting stop. And currently, yeah, Patroza is catching up here. He was at P90, but going so risky there over the Randstein or over the border and almost clips it. That was such a risky line from Patroza, but he was able to stay alive. But in 1 out of 20 times you're gonna die there, and then your car is just eventually gonna flip. So Patroza, really risky line there for him.
Yes, indeed. Here, fighting directly with Shorty. Dexter is right behind. So Dexter is after that slight mistake on the wall, would just be quite comfortable on P6. We had a change of lead between CC and Wolfsal. Scrappy is in the mix as well. So Scrappy, who has won not the last races but the 2 before it, is back on the top 3. So it could be a strong finish for Scrappy as well.
Yeah, no one. Okay, Scrappy going for the pit actually.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a late decision though.
Yeah, he may have watched like, okay, I'm really short on tires. CC will be the madman who to risk it all. Here a bit wide onto the hairpin, catched a bit of hair time. Unfortunately, Wolfsal is right behind. They are really low on tires. They should pit around at the end of lap number 9. So as you said, 9, then 8 and 8. Probably, but yeah, those 2 leading drivers risking everything to have the perfect line.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna see what happens as CC is slowing a bit down here as well as Wolfsal. So not the fastest lap. They're surviving it though, but your car can still slide out or not slide at all. So CC is getting overtaken here. He's getting overtaken, and yeah, Wolfsal made a small mistake, but we see actually a great fight for that first position. But now we're gonna enter the pit lane, so now they have to pit 10%. It will not be enough to go into the next lap comfortably. Maybe you can survive, but of course if your tires are in 0%, you're gonna make it very nice. No one getting a penalty here. Okay, CC maybe going for the speeding. What a great section from him. And actually it's so similar between the top 4 players here. It's so similar. Everyone is standing in the pit lane here. So lap 9 is the strategy that we're talking about. Who's the madman who's overtaking everyone in here? It might be Scrappy.
Yeah, Scrappy went 1 lap earlier in the pit. Where is he going to be right at the end is already passed on lap number 10, so he's will be leading, is 2 seconds away from CC there.
But yeah, CC with a great pit by the looks of it. CC currently ahead of Shorty and ahead of Wolfside. He was getting in there like at the same time, and he just gained 0.5 of a second, so not too little actually for CC. So great race for him thus far. And of course, he went not for the full liters here, so only for full tires, and every second that you're standing with the 100 liters, it's wasted. You know, it's like half a second that can really count. But yeah, 10 laps in, and then we see currently Scrappy, Dexter and Moppel leading the race. And then of course there are the others who have made a pit beforehand. You see CC, Shorty, afterwards, sorry. CC, Shorty, Patroza and Wolfstyle behind them. And then also Dorian Raid on P8. Eddie, who just set the fastest lap time with a 1:02.222, so a lot of twos. Okay, never mind. What is that time from Dexter?
That's a bomb of a time for Dexter here. So we might see Crazy Man go for sub-2 then, because he's really close. But yeah, that's a man quite confident in his car, just because he trusts his tires now, not being in the red.
Yeah, my God. So that is that is a great time here. But yeah, again, he's in the red now, 0.2 behind, but still he's on a fast time again, and he's coming closer to Scrappy here, just closing in a little bit, 0.8 of a second though. But great turn from Dexter here, not really losing grip, actually extending or like coming dangerously close to 0.5 of a second between Dexter and Scrappy. But if you recall it correctly, Dexter has already made that mistake, so it's a back and forth between him and the first position. And also Scrappy with an interesting NASCAR line there, accumulating a lot of speed, going so close there to the wall. And Scrappy will have more speed going into the second lap, but still a 102.32 from Dexter. What a time.
Yeah, it is. They are running really fast around the track. So just by looking at after that first wave of pit stop, we have similar strategies. So for now, we don't have like a man just pitting around on lap 11. We had some players pitting for lap number 7. We had Hedy, Alpha, and as well we had a third one being Lagas. Here, pitting on lap 7, one lap before the others, but then the rest is 8 and 9. But as you said, I don't think we are going to see like a huge difference in terms of strategy.
Yeah, exactly. This map doesn't allow it, also with the map like being tailored that way that you have to drift those corners. But again, Dexter with another great time. Look at that, another 102.5, and he's coming closer. Scrappy must feel the pressure now and also gets airtime here, so Dexter comes dangerously closer here as we see a new leader of the race. It is Dexter with a great performance, but he also tends to risk a lot. But look at the time, he's 0.10 ahead of his PB, so we might see a sub 102 here from Dexter if he survives the rest of the track. Great drift for him, accumulates a lot of speed here. Also great approach into that section. He's 0.2 ahead of his PB. We might see a sub 102 here, Atypick. That will be a great time. Also nice approach here in this section, accumulating a lot of speed, so Dexter might have it here. Only a couple of more turns to go. He went very inside there, but now lost a little bit of speed. 400s only ahead here for Dexter as he is approaching the last turn, the last real drift turn. And then there's Scrappy going for that release turn here, but Focus is actually out on this race.
Focus is out. I wonder what happened, but there we have it. That's sub 1 minute 2, 1 minute 1990.
That's fast.
Wow. Yeah, you called it. You called it. He was ahead of his PB throughout the lap. Sometimes with a huge margin, sometimes with a slower less of a margin. But yeah, Dexter, the man to beat right there on the track for now.
Yeah, that is an impressive performance. But let's actually go here. Not sure what happened to Focus. Maybe he has flipped. We don't know it. We're gonna maybe ask him. But let's go through the ranking here as we have lap number 14 through the players. We see Dexter, Scrappy, Shorty in the top 3. So, yeah, almost the top 3 German. But of course, Scrappy is German speaking, but is from Belgium. so might be confused for you, but he's living near the German border. Then there's Shorty, Patrose, Moppel, Wosal, Eddie. Great fight between them, though. We're gonna focus on that in a minute. Then Figgy also with a great performance on P9. Simply Nick lagging his way from down under into the race here, battling out with Fakey at the moment. Then Bubbleman, ProSurf, Dorian Raid, and Alpha are in P13-14. Hope after that, wonky mistake there on P15, overtaking Alpha, who's going to the pit. Then we see Razorlight, as well as Joey. Then Peems, Santos, Eddie. Then there's Bernie, who's on P number 18. Saibai, Eddie, has made a mistake. Okay, so it's weird if you like see players. Then Nico on P number 27, actually falling down to second to last, or to last position even, because Focus is out. And Focus is the first player who's eliminated. But you can see the players here. So we have 27 players playing in total, or who have played in total. And Nico, and no, never mind. 28 played, and Focus already went out. Let's say like that.
Yep. A bit unfortunate for Focus, who had an amazing start, and always unfortunate to lose a player like this. And since we don't really know what happened, I would really love to have more information. But probably tousled and couldn't really come back up on his wheels, or went out of the track. And one explanation would be the disconnection of a driver.
Yeah, we don't know.
Just don't know.
Yeah, and Shorty is leading here, so maybe Shorty going for a different pit strategy, like a slight different pit strategy. But I think he can only squeeze it out to lap number 18. But that's also what I would do here. As Shorty is leading out of Patrosa, then Wosal, CC. So that's and also Fakey doing good here.
Yeah, Fakey was in the mix. Fakey was on the same timing as CC, Wosal, Dexter, and Shorty on the first wave of pit stop. So he should go relatively soon, around that lap 18. In the pit stop here. He's right behind Simply Nick with Fakey with a safe approach here, pitting right now on a 31% tires.
Interesting, because I would have gone for at least one more lap. Of course, the tires will be, so for the people who don't know how the car is behaving. So if your fuel is empty, your car will just freewheel, and if you are standing still, you will be dead. You will just DNF, and also respawning is not allowed. And then if your tires are in 0% or just below 30%, your car tends to slide more and it's hard to control. And if they're on 0, your car will just, you just DNF because you cannot drive with 0% tires, And Fakey with an interesting strategy here. Not sure how this will pay off because he has 3 laps over there, but maybe he just goes for 9 laps now. I don't know.
Yeah, so he pitted on 16, so it is for Fakey. It would be a pit every 8 laps. Maybe he wants to pit every 8 laps, and then he will have another. The last 2 pit will be on the every 9 laps, probably. I just don't. Just going to see. In the future, what is going on with Fakey. But he has lost a couple of places, but it's just that the second wave of pits didn't really come yet for some drivers.
Yeah, Shorty is about to pit now, lap 18. So great strategy again. There we can see Shorty has understood the system the best. And maybe a player like Fakey, maybe he proves me wrong, but it seems that it's not that efficient for him. Because he's just missing out on some opportunities, because you can still drive with 22% of tires. As we see it here from Shorty, you just have to adapt in that regard. And Shorty is about to pit now. And I think Patrosa will also pit, as well as Volsa, but Patrosa also made a mistake there, touching the wall. So Shorty is entering the pit, with a bit of a gap. And of course, now positions will change again, as Volsa goes so fast there to the pit lane. Of course, if you exceed 130 kilometers per hour in the pit area, you will get a penalty. So you have to stand 10 seconds in the pit lane, and then your car will only gain fuel.
So Shorty Scrappy was already pit, if I reckon correctly. is now leading. Dexter is ahead. So Dexter has pitted on lap 15. So that's the mixed strategy for Team The Suffering, who on the past races has pretty much stick to one another in terms of strategy. May have been the first time we really see those two drivers, Shorty and Dexter, having different kind of mindset into this race.
Yeah, maybe they have different mindsets, but also it seems that Shorty is also a bit stubborn in his way. So if Dexter says, yo, you know, this is faster, I know both of them. I know both of them. And then Shorty's like, yo, let me try. He's like the experimental guy, and he tends to try out more things compared to Dexter, who is just going for sheer pace, as we just see it here. Dexter also with the fastest lap here. What? Oh my god. My god, man. 7,000ths of an improvement. Or like 6,000ths, give or take here. But 101.98 from Dexter. Look at the second fastest time. He is 0.25 ahead of second position here. That is crazy, Atypick.
Yeah, it is. And I think on that note, Dexter can just relax in terms of fastest lap. He's going to have it. But sometimes it's just a byproduct of a driver feeling confident on the track and just running first and not really being pressured by his direct competitor. He's a bit under pressure by Scrappy, but Scrappy is 3 seconds away. Now Dexter just has a good feel of the track, and and speaking of good feel, we have Santos giving up, unfortunately.
Damn.
Don't know what happened for Santos, but yeah, that's going to be the DNF.
Yeah, that is the DNF for Santos, and he had a great race though, and that's an upset. But of course, if you're on the roof or something like that, he pitted, so it cannot be that he didn't get sufficient amount of tires, or like, you know, had his tires being at 0% or something like that. It's may make a mistake where he just went off the track. But yeah, we have to say bye to him. And speaking of bye, Sayabai currently on P21, and he's 49 seconds behind. So yeah, different pit stops here. So we're gonna see how this works out, of course. And still a good performance for him, ahead of Ixawai, Wolf, Grandy. And then we can also see Shah Dennis and Nico on P number 25 and 26 respectively.
Yeah, so it is an interesting race, because looks like pretty much all the drivers have between 3, 2 and 1 seconds gap between one another. For example, we are used to have a interesting battle for around P10, P11. Here we have on P12 ProServe Alpha being 2 seconds behind his teammates and 4 seconds behind P10. The only battle there will be with Simplinic here for P12. Simplinic just snatched P12 out of Alpha, but Alpha is in the pit anyway. Yeah. So yeah, looks it is a non-standard map. Just by we don't have that bunch of driver, that group of driver being so close to one another. Yeah, it looks like more small battles, but they're really tricky to find.
Yeah, they're really tricky to find, exactly. And I think we're gonna see maybe the close fights coming into the last laps when we see what strategy worked out. As we see, 3 seconds behind between Dexter and Scrappy, both going for the pit both now. Lap 22, okay. So that means 22, so 7 to 8 laps of pits for them. So yeah, makes sense. Maybe to go for 8 now through the entirety of the race. Not sure. We're gonna see how this will work out, as Shorty takes over the lead together with Patros. And then there's also CC, still with a very good race here. And also Figure on P number 7, but he is currently entering the pit lane. But still a great race from Figure thus far. Yeah,
Figure for all that we've seen sometimes. Unfortunately here, that's the penalty for Figure. When we talk about him, that's a bit unfortunate, but yeah, Figure, he is a good driver. He's quick on the track, but yeah, sometimes hasn't really been able to show it.
Exactly, he hasn't been able to show it, or did some weird strategies by speeding through the pit lane in the last couple of laps. It was a smart move, I have to say, but of course that was not allowed. So currently Fig here on P number 21 here after that pit stop, but of course he has a full tank, and most importantly not the full tank, not as full as it could be, but 100% tires, and currently on P22, 21, give or take. So great race. And also look at the fight here between Shorty and Patroza for the lead. It's actually a great fight that we witnessed here, but just Patroza got some airtime, so Shorty with more speed in that section. It's really important to get that speed, because the section here, you don't really have a drift in a long time, and then this long, left-hander, where also the speed beforehand is determining your speed throughout this turn.
Yeah, Shorty here ahead. Patros is a bit more conservative with his tires and fuel, even compared to Shorty, who's generally known as the safest man on the planet for his fuel and tires. But here Patros, better fuel usage here. Will catch Shorty here, has a tiny bit more speed, or easy, pretty much equal there. But I think he just decelerated here. No slide here to catch a Shorty here to take the first position here into the hairpin.
But yeah, Shorty had to release, else he would have clipped that corner there. Yeah.
Patros released also, and we clearly hear the engine cut off. But the moment where they released, Patros was just before the turn. Shorty may have been in reaction to having too much speed, which means during the turn it's not really always optimum.
Yeah, so also a common rule, so we're gonna go to the a little bit of the Trackmania basics here, but releasing before a turn is better than releasing in the midst of a turn, because you want to have the perfect alignment through the turn, and it's not good to release in a turn. But of course it's needed, because it's still better than crashing, you know. But Patroza also with a great race line here as Shorty goes for a drift. So we can see no mistake, they are both going so close again, man. It's so risky. This corner, I would have been so scared of that and probably touching it already 5 or 6 times here. But yeah, halfway through this race, even a little bit more, and Patroza is leading. But the current race leader, by just fuel and everything, I would say is Dexter. And just followed up by Scrappy 1 second behind.
Yeah, it's we should see Patros, Shorty, and even CC quite soon in the pit side as well. So in theory, yes, they are leading the Grand Prix, but Dexter is the clear leader there, because he has one more pit stop. He's on P4 battling with CC, who has yet to pit a third time. So Dexter here just has a commanding lead over Patros, Shorty, and pretty much everyone else.
Wow, he's eating everyone alive. You've seen that CC. Wow, that is, man, this guy, he is crazy.
Look at the average he's driving. The average he's driving is a 1.2. On average, it's a 1.2.9. I see a 0.9.
That's his last time.
Yeah.
Average 102.6. Moppel? No. Moppel left the server. Oh no. What's happened there?
I don't know. It's probably a deconnection.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
We didn't really see Moppel DNFing and then leaving the server. Sometimes it could be a connection issue for Moppel. He has quite a bad luck on the past few races where it is a DNF, and DNF. He has a streak on in season 2 where he has a lot of DNF Moppel. Unfortunately, he was running consistently, and that's a bit of a shame to see Moppel out that way, unfortunately.
That is very unfortunate. Also, on the other hand, that lead that they have accumulated during the during the qualification, and also Bubbleman leaving. Oh no! And not sure if those are internet issues. It's a bit suspect, but as you see, we don't see the white flag, And yeah, you know, the battle here between Shorty and Dexter, and also between... Wait, hello, Bubbleman is there again?
Bubbleman rejoined, but leaving the server would mean, if Bubbleman does rejoin, it would mean that it is a DNF. It is probably a connection issue, maybe with the game, I don't know. Game crash or something like it, but Bubbleman is definitely out.
Yeah, so rejoining the server puts you at the start. The progress is not
in the spectator. Yeah. I think is not able to drive.
Yeah, or something like that. We don't know, or he just starts from lap 1, something like that.
He's not able to drive. I think you're being out. Force you into spec mode.
Yeah, as Dexter's leading the race here, ahead of Scrappy, but Scrappy has to pit very soon. But huge gaps between them, of course. They will be done again if they're gonna pit again. But yeah, Shorty with a lap 28 pit, or 27, I'm not sure, maybe 27 or 28, something around that. I didn't see that, but we can also check that in the pit graph. So that is a very cool tool, as you can see here. And it is Shorty went into the pit at lap number 27. So yeah, 9, 18, 27, and now he's going for 35, and then going into lap number 43 without doing a pit again, as Alpha gets a speeding penalty here. And yeah,
second, I believe, for Alpha for the speeding penalty. But yeah, Dexter and Scrappy both in the pit. The difference though is Dexter being on 33 liters compared to Scrappy being only at 17 means that Dexter will be out of the pit lane a lot earlier compared to Scrappy.
Yeah, let's see when he's leaving though. He should leave, yeah, now. 89 liters in the tank. Okay, Scrappy. Well, Scrappy also went for a good...
It's out now, but in terms of fuel, Scrappy will need to pit before, way before Dexter. I think they were just relatively safe for the tires. They don't really allow the tires to go below that 30% mark. But we could see driver go below that 30% mark, and Dexter has definitely enough in the tank to go below it, whereas Scrappy might not have.
So actually we are seeing two different strategies here. We're seeing two different strategies, and they seem to work out evenly. We see Shorty and Dexter currently, yeah, only 1 second away, and I'm just gonna follow Dexter here to see how much he will come. But Dexter is full sending it, and just going for a pit when needed, and then not going for a lot of liters, because he's just having a very high tire consumption. And then there is a player like Shorty who's just like evenly distributing it. You can see it's 64 to 74, and not Dexter just going for a like little amount of fuel, as well as Scrappy. So those are the techniques here, I think, that we are seeing right now.
Yeah, it's really important to see that Patros is now behind Dexter. Dexter is so fast compared to Patros and even Shorty. Shorty is a bit faster than Patros, but on the previous pit stop of Dexter, not the fourth one, but the third, Patros was ahead by 7 seconds. Now he's behind by less of a second. So in that third stint of Dexter was driving 7 seconds faster than Patros.
Wow, that is a lot.
it is a lot.
7 seconds sheer pace. That is really a lot. And yeah, currently Patrosa is on P number 3, and you know what, Meloon? You just get a timeout for 10 minutes, and then you can come back. Like, all your things that you're saying in the chat are a bit not fostering the chat. So just think about your decisions, and just, you know, don't be edgy. Thank you. So you get the timeout, maybe think about your talk. And, you know, I just hate things like that. When just people are, like, saying things, memeing around, and, you know, see ya then. See ya in 10 minutes. Okay, just wanted to say that. As we have Shorty currently leading ahead of Dexter, but Dexter is coming dangerously closer.
Yeah. Both teammates, different strategy, but yeah, Shorty is just getting eating alive by Dexter. Dexter taking the lead here. So Shorty being one pit stop late compared to Dexter, and Dexter is leading. So on sheer pace, Dexter is the huge favorite. Maybe a big, massive mistake or a my god.
Wow.
I'm speechless. I'm speechless.
What is Dexter doing? He is annihilating this map and the times here. Just look at the second fastest lap. It's 26 slower.
He's the only man breaking below the 1 minute 2.
And I think he did it 3, 4, 5 times already.
He did it 3 times at least.
Wow.
That we've seen improving. As CC has some massive freeze.
No.
That's unfortunate for CC to go out that way. That probably what happened to Bubble Man as well. Massive, because we don't see the DNF flag from CC here, so probably a rage quit for Bubble Man, and I would think as well for Mopel. So yeah, sucks a bit to go out that way. You can't on a very demanding track and where you need a lot of focus. Having freeze is just a nightmare, and that's a bit of a shame. But we are only spectator to it. Unfortunately, there is nothing that we really do.
But maybe someone is watching, and I'm just gonna show you a setting that is really important. You go into the system and you clear cache, disable model skins, map models, and map skins in the download, and then the game will or might run a bit smoother in this way. But yeah, also very unfortunate because it is CC who had a very good race, but full freeze putain probably means like damn it or shit, my game is freezing.
It's not pretty.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
I can tell you this. Dexter with a bit of a mistake here, lose 1 second to Shorty. And Shorty is back on the lead. Patros is back on P2 as well. So Dexter is not the perfect robot and will do mistake. And yeah, could be the time where we see Dexter slowing down a bit more, just to be conservative on his lines and everything, because now it is his race to lose.
Yep.
With too many mistakes. He has basically won it. It is his race to lose.
It's his race to lose. That's actually a nice way to say it. And currently it is Shorty leading, but Dexter is coming dangerously closer. And also if Patroza would stay in this third position, I think that he has the victory then, because then he is 160, 70, 80 points give or take ahead, also with the winning qualifying. So Patroza looks to take it home here, as both going for the pit. Patroza with an interesting strategy there by going over the grass and slowing down intentionally. So Patroza currently in the pit together with Shorty, and then we have Dexter going for probably one more lap. Not sure what the technique is here, but like lap 36 stint would mean that he goes for 7 more laps. 7, 8, 9, 10.
You can't right now. You have to pit one more time.
Yeah.
Where I think for Patros and Shorty, it is the last time they are going to pit. So the strategy from Shorty and Patros was similar. I think Dexter may have made a big a mistake. I would say it that way. Yes, his next pit stop is going to be quick because he still have 30 liters in the tank. But yeah, you still need come around 70-80% of liters to be relatively safe, considering that you take 10 liters to do 1 lap.
Okay, yeah, let's see now, because Shorty and Patroza now have already pitted. They will overtake them, or will they? That's the question, because the stint is very... Huh?
Might be close to one another. Dexter is already out of the pit, 100% tires, but only less than 70% fuel. So yes, he is back on the track already, but does he has enough? He's 7 seconds away from Patros, and few seconds away from Shorty as well.
Yeah, it's 2 seconds at the moment because, of course, Dexter does not have any speed when going into the next lap. So yeah, Dexter is ahead here, and also Scrappy. So let's actually follow Scrappy here for the last couple of... Well, there's no fight. And then also Nick is behind that. So Nick with a great race in P5. Also Figure doing very good here. But he has made a mistake, or he went out from the pit. I think he went out from the pit because his tires are at 100%. Yes, he went out of the pit. So Figure will get overtaken by some players. But let us check who is there, because now the last stint is coming in for the players as we have only 7 more laps to go. We see 23 drivers, and Nico, who is on P23, got himself a penalty and also had to readjust here. So he is, 5 seconds behind. Then Shah Dennis, Wolf, Saibai on P20, Ixawai, Alpha, Grandy. Then there's Peems, Bernie, Lagace, or Lagas, not sure how to pronounce it, Peems, Joey, also P13 for him, very good. Eddie, Dorian Raid, Wolfstyle on P10 only. Then Figure, Razorlight, Pope on P7. That is a great performance. Fakey also on P6, but also Nick with a great performance. So everything below the top 5 comes to me as a little bit of a surprise, actually.
Yeah, it's we have some unknown names, especially in the top 10. Faggy, Pop, Figure, and Razorlight a bit. Warside, it's strange to have in the top 10 and not in the top 5. But yeah, other than that, we've seen huge name doing mistakes and even DNFing. So yeah, it's quite an open race.
Yeah, it's quite an open race, but also one thing I'm a bit worried about is that Shorty has 34 liters left.
Yes.
Will he coast again into the finish?
Probably, yeah. I would assume that he's going to coast. The thing is that, it's strange. I don't know. It's really, really strange to have put so little of fuel in the tank. He basically just pitted for the tires nearly.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, like he should have standed in the pit for like 1 more second or something, and I think then that would be it. And also Patrols is on a good time here. We could see the next sub 1:02 time here. As no, actually that's Scrappy. Never mind, it's Scrappy here. So Scrappy might get it, or is he? The ending is deciding it. Is Scrappy gonna make it? Scrappy gonna get a good time. Nice speed here out of that last turn, and Scrappy will clock in a 1:02.001. Oh, rip.
Yeah. That's the third fastest man. We finally have someone else who broke below that 1:02 was Eddie TM with a beautiful 1:01.947. But still 400 of a second slower than Dexter.
Yep. Still slower than Dexter. He's a madman. He is the man, the myth. It's his race to lose, and he's 3 seconds ahead. But I'm worried about Shorty because we have 3 more laps after that, and he has only 20 liters left. So not sure how he wants to do that, but keen to see if he's gonna survive.
Even Dexter, yes, it is a track where you run 9 to maybe 8 liters per lap, but Dexter is relatively close. He's on that 30 liters left, and there is 3 laps left in the race. So they might be just on point with the fuel usage, but yeah, Shorty may have, I think there is some miscalculation there.
Yeah, there's some miscalculation, but even if he pits now, I think he still gets himself that 4th position, because he's roughly 30 seconds ahead of P number 5. So he should decide now. Of course, it's devastating, but usually you should rather do that than just risk it and then not being able to pit. So rather take maybe even a 7th position here for Shorty compared to a yeah, only risky 3rd position because he has to give that one up at even the 4th position. Scrappy is coming dangerously closer, so Shorty should decide now, or maybe in the last lap, but it's pitting in lap 42. That is... no, I don't know. I think Shorty will not finish if he goes for that strategy. 9 liters left. That is not enough. Maybe even not for, yeah, like going into the next lap. So he should realize that.
42. He has messed up. I think he has messed up. Just don't have enough. He should be able to stay 3rd, to stay on the podium. Oh no, never mind. To stay 4th. So Scrappy is going to overtake him. But yeah. Other than that, yeah, Shorty has messed up in terms of liter. He's having to lift up a bit just to limp towards the pit stop here. Has definitely more speed than his direct competitor on the track, but yeah, Shorty, a bit of miscalculation sometimes, and that's a way to lose a podium, I believe.
Yeah, so if he doesn't pit now, he is dead, and he will do so. Oh my god, that was so close. So Shorty with a very fast stint, he should just like go for it, have a second or like 1 second here, and just go now. Exactly, that's how you do it. 8.8 liters. Okay, I'm not sure about that.
He should be able. I have faith. He just want to coast all the way to the end. But yeah, Patrols with a bit of a mistake in the tunnel section here. Clipped a bit of a wall on a nose slide, and would be 7 seconds away from Dexter. Lost 3 seconds. Scrappy could snatch a P2 there. He's relatively close to Patrols, 2 seconds away. That's the last lap, so Dexter is going to finish. Yep. That's two more turns for Dexter without any mistakes whatsoever. 4 liters left in the tank for Dexter. Penultimate turns. There we go into the straights. Will overtook Joey as well, and Dexter will take the win on Aftermath.
That is sick. Dexter with a sick performance.
Perfect weekend for Dexter. Perfect weekend for Dexter. Fastest lap, pole position, and the win. So it is a lot of points. Is it costing? Is he really costing?
Yeah, he was costing.
We should have a good battle between Simplinic, Pope, and Fakey. They were really close to one another. So Simplinic is a bit ahead of Pope. Fakey is right behind on P7, 3 seconds away. Simplinic will take P5, Pope P6. Fakey and Figure will finish as well, 2 seconds away from each other. And yeah, there we have it. The race on Aftermath. Really interesting race with different kind of strategy, and the highlight was Dexter. Such a dominant race from Dexter.
That was incredible. That was just a very, very great display of skill from Dexter. So GG's to him. Really, really impressive performance by Dexter. 125 points, the perfect weekend for him. 145 points in total, getting the fastest lap, winning the qualifying and winning the race. So that was a great display of skill. 7 seconds out of Patrosa. Also, Dexter has made some mistakes. Then we see Scrappy also getting himself a good position. Shorty, P4 for him. Not too bad. Could have gotten second, so this could have been the perfect weekend for Team Suffering. But with that, they're going tremendously far up into the league ranking. And I think Patrosa won the season with that.